population's growth, we become sane and we become sensible and we become bloodless or revolutionless kind of land. Other ways you can say evolution. Evolution is mean intellectual development. It comes gradually, and the the intellect you can say rules and intellects is there. Intellect mean people are getting education of the standard level. A one-faced syllabus is there. One-faced designs are made there. Mentalities are breeded, and particular mindsets come into, and they could be controlled because educated people could be controlled because they are not as much animal as ignorant people are. But the thing is that uh, that education is given them. When education comes, then the second responsibility of the state is to give the employment so that people could be kept under control, and there should be no deprivation at such level that people start hating or hatredness to be promoted, or somewhere injustice not to be done with the talent and the what coming from the present generation. So these are the areas. One is that revolution comes when population size goes beyond the control and resources become very like a low one. Uh, you can say protocols are also necessary to some extent to keep the top personalities and top persons and governors of the state in the eyes of the Western or in the eyes of the rest of the world. All you can say wealth can't be you can say delivered to the people. People are to go for hard work, and I am of the one more justification that evolution, though if a nation is given time, evolution will make more better ways for the people to grow, but it comes with centuries to come. For example, if we study the present state of the mind and the affairs of the politics in India and Pakistan, they are to travel. Might Pakistan more travel 50 years, but India will have to travel 200 years to reach at the all prosperity, and all developed intellectually and you can say at the material sources. So this was all my saying about why revolution comes and how revolutions could be kept under check, and what the radical steps to be taken so that people can't come forward for the bloodshed, and they, they must be availed with the sources. But if there is some intentional and deliberate effort to keep the resources in uh, in some number of the parties or people or sections of the society or families of the country, then it becomes necessary to think of some radical steps to be taken, like judiciary should be there, like some interventions should be there, that powered houses must come forward uh, to meet the or to keep the clashing forces at the equilibrium, at the balance. So if power become honest, no other revolution is better than this one. For example, if powerhouses become honest and they start making the clashing forces bande ne putar bano, to realize that they are to uh, that they are to go for others, they are to go for the people, uh, they are to go for what they have the responsibility. No other thing could give as much better revolution. One more thing, that the classes of the you can say, as some philosophers of the view that all the human race, the history of all the human race is the clash of the classes. That uh, it is no other philosophy, ideological or vision or such like. These are all not as matter of generosity or matter of fact, rather the clash of classes. It was all need of economics, economic needs, and economy was the basic root that has been pushing and pulling the people to change their standard of their living and standard of their lives. For that, people have been fighting and clashing, and some rulers in the history of the human race have been giving them leadership and going for to make them able to rise in life and to be able to get their resources. So here the only that question arises, that is mean, as I have gone so much to the revolutions idea, that 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 powers try to be responsible. If powerhouses of the country become honest and they play uh, a role of justice, powerhouses mean it could be the political institutions, it could be armed institutions, it could be judiciary, even it could be a right kind of media who stands for not not propagation or propaganda kind of, or just for sake of their rating, they sail out their conscience, sail out their honesty and integrity and whatnot. That is the essence of the human being. Uh, Media could play a very vital role. Teachers could play a very vital role. Parents could play a very vital role. Friends could play a very vital role. Religious figures could play a very vital role. Everyone could play a very vital role in the making of the society. Uh, you can say, without the sheltering to the rulers, state, and right efforts, we can't make the country a stronger one. Just we should not thinking of breaking of the society, rather we should think for the making of the society. For making of the society, every segment of the, you can say, society, and people from all walk of life should shelter to it. Teachers are to play their role, parents are to play their roles, religious leaders are to play their role, doctors are to play their role, engineers are to play their role, journalists are to play their role, and agriculturists are to play their roles, farmers are to play their role, mountaineers are to play their role, sports persons are to play their role. It means everyone could come into power of deliverance. Everyone cannot reach at the parliament floor, but everyone could be powered. Everyone person could come forward. Everyone could come forward and could play its role in a positive way and could lift the state from the light stage. And you can say generosity could come from any part. As I will conclude my all of lecture or radical thinking that I am going to give here, or to play as a trendsetter. Trendsetter means how to change the thinking patterning, change the thinking style of, or how to make a thinking patterning and behavioral patterning in the modern sense, how to make them able and how to make the people civilized one and cultured one, so that they could play a very vital role for the betterment and enhancement of the state. That every person is a powered person, and every person's role is very necessary one. Every entity, if goes, even you can say, is to play everyone. If everyone goes right, what is wrong there? And even if single negativity is there, that could break the larger section of the positivity present around us. So God take care of us, be the same person inside, and try to be a generous person. Generous person means if you are educated, apart from your professional ways of earning, you can give education to the neglected sections of the society. If you are healthy, you can blood and you can honor your blood to the diseased people. You can go to the donor societies, and you can say give your blood, and you can give a life to a weaker person. If you are wealthy, you can give your wealth, and you can even take the poor children from poor families to get them educated from the higher kinds of schools and colleges. Uh, the, the ways are massive, and the ways are all open for if someone is going to serve the people. What is the fruit of getting rich if you do not turn your wealth into welfare, and you are to play the role? All jobs can't be done by the government only. Civil society is to come forward, and the rich section of society is to be responsible and be, you can say, guardian, rather than they to they go after the entertainments, and they go after the pleasures of life. They burn their energies, they burn their wealth on just concerts and dance groups, and just for sake of their physical pleasures, to make their peace of mind, they throw out their wealth on rubbish and trash activities. If they start consuming their wealth on right, you can say, area or right things, uh, they will feel the peace of mind, and they would not be at the verge of destruction and demolition and devastation and frustration that is coming to them. Because when you are financially strengthened and become rich, you more and more facilitate to yourself, and the more you are facilitating yourself at what? At physical pleasure, to eat the delicious one foods, and eat something, uh, you can say, a better kind of food. It is just to keep yourself happy at the taste. You change the, you can say, tastes, and you change the hotels, and you change the, you can say, what particular word I am seeking out here. Mean you are just running after the physical pleasure, and physical pleasure only comes uh, by physical association or by eating delicious foods. And when you go after more and more physical association and more delicious foods, uh, you are dying inside. Spiritually, you are dying inside, and your mind is getting dried, and you become victim of, you can say, boredom and tediumness, and tiredness is coming. And the more you go for after physical pleasures, the more you go after the foods and delicious ones, species, you can say, recipes, the more you die inside. Uh, but when you try to change your mind and start serving those neglected sections of the society, you can just take a poor child from a poor family and get it registered with uh, high class kind of school, and in this way a cycle of poverty that is going on in a poor family, and and a change or a richness that is to come after 60 years in a family, that could come just within 20 and 25 years, if one of the child is picked out of all of 8 to 10 children in a, you can say, poor family. That could change the whole course of thinking, and you can say richness could be made there. So these are my humble, you can say, observations that I brought here. And whatever I talked, I did not talk on only the Asiatic scenario or India and Pakistan's problems. Rather, I am talking on the human race and talking on the worldwide revolution. And that revolution is revolution of thinking, how to change the thinking, and how the richest one and the and the highly facilitated one, what they could do for the change of the world. Uh, their richness must be for others, and what peace of mind could come, no other ways it could come. As it is said, if a poor's poverty is removed, he become, you can say, spiritually satisfied. And if richness, you can say, uh, moral starvation is removed, he is already rich and he becomes spiritually satisfied. Thank you very much. God take care of all of us, and we should be sensible how to live in and how to go for others. Thank you very much.